Marino is here. Finally, Gunners, we finally have our man. So in today's video, I'm just going to show you what you potentially may have missed from the interview, from the announcement, and just everything on Marino Day. But before I begin, if you are new here, please make sure you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button too if you are new here, and turn on those notifications. It would be greatly appreciated. But let's get into it. And to my left, a picture of Mikel Merino next to Gabriel Martinelli. And you may think this is very odd. What has this got to do? What kind of hint is this? But Mikel Arteta is a very, very intelligent person. And I know what I'm about to say is going to seem crazy, but already maybe Mikel Arteta is trying to build up this relationship between Marino and Gabriel Martinelli and kind of making this message that Marino is the man to fix Gabriel Martinelli. I know he's only just sitting next to Martinelli, but it does seem very scripted in that way because it is, you know, sort of known that Mikel Merino can be the guy to kind of fix our left side, give Martinelli this sort of energy, just improve Martinelli as a player. So is Mikel Arteta kind of using even the small things, the start, to kind of show Martinelli that this guy, Mikel Merino, is here to help you both on and off the pitch to improve as a player. And I know you're going to be like, that's crazy, why would that happen? But we know Mikel Arteta, the sort of thing we've seen him do in the documentary at Amazon. He's done light bulb things, he's done also other things as well, which have not come to mind right now. So here we are, the first kind of thing you should notice from the announcement video, something to keep an eye on. Marino next to Martinelli, just kind of a look into the future of how that relationship is going to work on and off the pitch, which is hopefully a good thing for Martinelli to improve his form. Now let us move on to the next thing. And of course, Mikel Merino asked these questions. He was asked, you had a conversation with our sporting director and manager, Mikel Arteta. And basically, Mikel Merino answered, you can also see the ambition, not only watching the games, but as well talking to Edu and Mikel when they explain the process that they have been doing. So again, we see this thing of Mikel Arteta and Edu being so good conversation-wise. We almost take for granted how, you know, how much that helps us as a club to have a manager like Mikel Arteta ready to go the extra mile, ready to talk to players on a personal level. Because even apparently, Mikel Arteta organised a dinner with Mikel Merino and his wife yesterday before he even got integrated fully into the squad. It's the minor details and these small things which make Mikel Arteta such a good manager. So again, we can see the players coming in, talking about Mikel Arteta, the ambition of the club, as a pulling point towards joining. And he does also go on to say in later on in the video, in the interview, how his ambitions align with our ambitions as well as a club. He wants to challenge himself. He sees Arsenal as a brilliant challenge, a beautiful challenge, and he just wants to embrace it. And when you hear a player that, you say that, you just can't help but get excited, and just beautiful stuff there from Mikel Merino. So you can already see the impact of Arteta and Edu off the pitch again with a new signing. But also Mikel Merino knows what he wants. He sees the ambition. He's obviously watched us before and just seen that, you know, this club is perfect for my development and where I want to get as a player. And obviously the next thing, which is absolutely beautiful, if you didn't see, you may see it now in the bottom right corner or just below me actually. Mikel Merino, that is him as a kid in a Arsenal kit, and he put that on his Instagram. And he also goes on to say, I remember being over the moon and wanted to take the pictures as if I were a professional. So it's funny right now, I'm achieving a dream of playing in a huge club and how just life works. So there we have it again. You cannot buy history. Arsenal are such a blessed club in that not only do we just possess the pool comes from an early age. Someone like Mikel Merino, who would have thought he would be wearing an Arsenal kit? Just the way the club is, the history, to the tradition, no other club can really match us. And it's just beautiful to see that, you know, him achieving a dream as well. It's always better when you have a player joining you that has had some sort of link, some sort of, you know, history with the club, because it just makes it a lot sweeter. They're almost destined for success. And I feel like this next quote as well from Mikel Merino is absolutely incredible. He was asked, on the basis of him wearing a kit when he was younger, if it's almost like a destiny for him to be here. And then he replies and he's like, yes, sometimes people believe in destiny. I think you create your own destiny. I mean, that is just absolutely beautiful from Mikel Merino. You can tell the mentality, the way he is. You can tell he's just been brought up in such a fantastic way. And this is how Mikel Arteta operates, getting players in the club that not only are really, really good on the pitch, but their brain, the way they work, their mentality also matches their ability. mentality, and Mikel Merino is certainly one of those people. I mean, thinking about creating your own destiny is just something you love to hear as a fan, as a manager, and you can see why Mikel Arteta fell in love with him. He seems like a really strong person mentally, someone with a lot of humility as well, something that we always want to see added to the squad. We've already got a young squad, so someone with the mentality, the age, the experience of Mikel Merino can really help us to go to the next level. So really nice to see Mikel Merino wanting to create his own destiny, wanting to become, you know, something even more when he joins the club, and I'm sure we're going to see the best of him on and off the pitch. Now let us just move on to the next one, his connection and relationship with Martin Odegaard. I've talked many times about how much Mikel Arteta loves connections and relationships with all of his players. This is the thing, I've talked about Osimhen. Why don't Arsenal buy Osimhen? Apparently Osimhen's mentality and just the way he is, the relationships he has with other players isn't good at all. So Mikel Arteta doesn't want to bring someone into the club who isn't going to integrate with the rest of the players. But Mikel Merino is far from that. He also talked about Odegaard in a glowing way. In every training session, in every game, we had a good connection. I have lots of good memories of our connection. This idea of connection, relationship, the ability to work together, something Mikel Arteta really loves. And I'm sure we're going to see it on the pitch, even for Arsenal, how much Mikel Merino and Martin Odegaard do link up. It's going to be a really special connection, and I can see that sort of bond building again, because at Real Sociedad they were really good, really complimentary as well. I feel like that's a really important thing. And Odegaard apparently, of course, as the captain, did message Marino before he came to the club, asking for, you know, asking him if he needed anything. That's what you love to see from a captain. I feel like that's why Martin Odegaard is such a fantastic captain for us, because he almost has this sort of, you know, confidence, and he wants to take on the responsibility as well, which is really nice. So again, yeah, that's the next thing that was in the interview you may have missed. Just that connection, that sort of thing that you have with other players that can translate on the pitch is really important, the connection. So really nice to see Mikel Merino mentioning that. And of course, the final little quote, which I loved the most from the interview. Mikel Merino says, "Now it's time to get to work, the part I love doing, and hopefully everything goes well." As an Arsenal fan, as a manager, as a sporting director, as anybody affiliated with the club, you absolutely love to hear this. And this kind of just epitomizes Marino as a player, somebody who's willing to put in the hard work and has just gone through every level of football through having this hard work and strong mentality. Obviously, he had spells at Newcastle which didn't really help or didn't really go well, but he also just worked hard to revamp his career. He went down to La Liga 2, did a really good season with Osasuna, I think it was. Then he went back all the way to Real Sociedad, and this is where we're seeing the player he is today. And of course, he will love to work, and I'm sure in the midfield, we're going to see him work hard, go for every duel, because there is another quote, which I don't have with me, but he said it in the interview, how he will go 100% for every duel. He cannot promise he'll win every duel, which is fine, but he promises he'll go in 100% into every duel with the intention to win the duel, because he wants to fight on the pitch. And that is just absolutely brilliant. I think it's a fantastic interview from Mikel Merino. You can almost grasp how he is as a guy, how he is as a player on the pitch. And when you can do that from just a small little interview, it just goes to show you've got a really quality player on your side. But anyway, gunners, that's it for now. Hope you have enjoyed. Thank you again to those who joined the live earlier. I will be doing more of them. It was really successful. But until next time, peace.